Right, this is an area that we are redoing. Just removed a dwarf crepe myrtle from this spot right here. Going to be putting that Seiryu Japanese maple in that spot. And then I'm going to be doing a double curved shrub border using Distylium from Southern Living. It's actually the cast and bronze variety. And also going to be doing the same over here and circling it back this way. So going to begin removing some of these shrubs and these grasses, and I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Here I'm just going to rake out all the straw and get the bed prepared for marking and then digging. Yeah, Oakley and Ivy have always got to be involved in the projects. Next I'm going to take some rope and a spray can of paint and just tie that to the tree, or you can stake it to mark and make a nice even arch on the ground. This will determine where I'm going to plant the shrubs. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the old shrubs out of the ground. I've already pruned them down to make it easier to get to the root ball. Then I'm going to go back and backfill with dirt and even it out nicely for the new shrubs to go in place. Now I've got the Japanese maple in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and get that planted and start laying the shrubs out. I'll eventually be removing this grass as well. Now this is the Distylium variety that I've used in that bed. This one's been in my landscape for the entire summer. I planted this back in the spring. And this is the cast and bronze Distylium from Southern Living. I planted this in place of boxwoods in that particular area for two reasons. One, it's a disease-resistant and pest-resistant shrub. And number two, if you noticed in the shadows of that video, I have a basketball goal there. And so I didn't want to have something like a boxwood that would be very susceptible to damage. And I think the Distylium will be a much tougher shrub in that area. It just seems like a very tough shrub to me, and that's what I've seen when I've seen it out in commercial landscapes as well. It's in the same family that lauropedilum is in, and this is actually lauropedilum here. So I think that this will be able to be densely shaped. Maybe not quite as tight as a boxwood, but I do think it'll fill in well with a lot of hedging and trimming with this shrub. I think it's going to fill in nicely and create that formal hedge that I'm looking for. Even though the leaves are a little longer than a boxwood, I do think it's dense enough that it's going to look great. And so I'm excited to try this in this spot. All right, so got a few of them in the ground already. There's a Japanese maple. And I've got these lined up to go in the ground in that nice arc. So two inverted arches there formed by these Distylium with the Seiryu Japanese maple in the middle. So I think it'll be really nice. All right, this is the finished project, as you can see there. So I've placed cast and bronze Distylium here in a curve this way, and then over there the curve starts and comes in this way and back out. And then I've also placed two, these are Summersweet, which this is actually a proven winner's variety. It's called Crystallina Sugartina Summersweet, and that's going to bloom in the late summer and provide a real fragrant and bottle brush bloom. I'm going to prune these down some at the beginning of next spring so they can fill out and flush out into a nice shrub. This is a smaller variety of Summersweet. A lot of the Summersweet shrubs will get 8 to 10 feet tall. This one stays in the 3 to 4 feet range, so that'll be a good fit for here. And one of the reasons I did that also was because I have a drain emitter that comes out right here. It's a pop-up emitter, and so this area can tend to get a little wet when we have a rainfall, which we just have, and this will be a perfect shrub for that. Summersweet can handle shade, it can handle very wet areas as well, and just does a great job. I'm going to allow this Distylium to grow in and turn into a shrub or hedge, and I'll be pruning these pretty aggressively to get them to fill in, but I think this is going to be nice. You can see where I planted the Seiryu. It's a very small Seiryu Japanese maple here, and I've got that guarded so my dogs don't run into it. It's too small right now, so just trying to protect it a little bit, but that's a Seiryu Japanese maple, so I look forward to seeing that develop as well. Have bulbs in here, daffodil bulbs, and be doing some different things here as well, so I'll be popping those out. But this is going to provide the main structure for this bed, and as those Distylium grow in, that will be a nice formal structure for this bed.